Joe Burrow, the story coming in.
Yes,
Joe Burrow,
sir.
largely the story coming out as well, on top of a defensive performance that will beg questions as well from Cincinnati. But 26 of 49, 259, no touchdowns, an interception. What did you make of Burrow at less than 100%?
Well, he didn't seem to be together. He didn't look like the Joe Burrow that we've seen so far throughout his professional career, but he weathered the storm. And most importantly for Cincinnati and Joe Burrow, he walked out of this ball game healthy. No setbacks, it seems to be, with his calf. So that's a plus, because for them to achieve the goals they would like to achieve, you have to have number 9 in the lineup. You can't, trying to do so without him, good luck. But he didn't look his best, but he made timely throws, and we saw a better, more efficient Joe Burrow in the second half than what we saw in the first half. And they got things going. Clearly the red zone efficiency wasn't there. They had to rely on a lot of field goals. But we saw Joe Burrow targeting his top target in Jamar Chase. Remember, he was missing the first 2 weeks of play. Tonight, he showed up, he showed out. That was huge. And eventually, I think they would be better in the red zone when that time comes.
Much like the other matchup on Monday night, a quarterback and his top wide receiver getting in sync, not finding the end zone, but that hookup from Burrow to Chase, 12 for 141 at last check as those numbers come to rest. Let's talk about what this game means for Cincinnati, because up to an hour before this game, we did not know the extent of Joe Burrow's injury, whether or not he would play. They're staring down 0-3, and different conversations are being had right now, if not for a win against LA. Now 1-2, as they were a year ago. Does this breathe some life into the season for the Bengals, or are you still holding out reservations?
It breathes a lot of life. It's a sigh of relief, because being 1-2 is a lot better than being 0-3. You cannot afford to take a loss to a team that's undermanned in regards to injuries in the Los Angeles Rams. Listen, the Rams are a competitive team. They fight, but let's keep it real. They lack talent because of the injuries. So if you're Cincinnati, getting this team at home, this was extremely important for them to get in the winning column. And then after that, you see week 4 and week 5, 2 winnable ball games, of course, on the road, but against the Tennessee Titans. Clearly, they have pass protecting issues for their quarterback. And then the Arizona Cardinals, a big win, a surprise win against Dallas, but yet and still, that's a team that lacks talent as well. So it's safe to say the next 2 teams they will face on the road, the Cincinnati Bengals will have more talent on both sides of the football than the Tennessee Titans and the Arizona Cardinals. And those 2 games are...
It looked like a defense, too, for Cincinnati that essentially said, we got this, Joe. Keep it on the rails. We got this. 6 sacks from 5 different players, B-Mac. We were talking about just about everything except this defensive line prior to this game. What sort of statement did they make to you coming out of this
that
matchup?
We can put the team on our back if we need to, and find a way to put us in positions to win a ball game. They did so tonight. Henderson and the entire front, they harassed Matthew Stafford from start to finish. 6 sacks. I mean, when you look at the Rams on third down opportunities, 1 of 11. They converted the first third down towards the end of the 4th quarter in the red zone. 1 for 4 in the red zone. That's winning football defensively for the Cincinnati Bengals. Maybe this can jumpstart their mindset and moving forward. When you look at what they have coming the next 2 weeks, 2 offenses that don't really scare you at all in Tennessee and the Arizona Cardinals, because they need to continue to play this way until their quarterback gets healthier and they find their rhythm on the offensive side.
A lot of folks were ready to welcome LA back into the conversation after an off year last year following the Super Bowl. Total yardage in this one's a problem. 292 yards, and some of that came on a chunk play in garbage time as well. Output in week 1, 426, in week 2, 386. Where did you see the inefficiencies offensively for LA?
Well, guys weren't getting open. They couldn't protect. That's the most important thing. Matthew Stafford was running for his life, play in and play out. They had issues clearly with a backup left tackle going against an experienced pass rusher in Hendrickson. Good luck in trying to protect Matthew Stafford. And if you don't protect Matthew Stafford, he's not going to be effective. We saw that tonight. And then his pass catchers, they weren't creating separation. In the running game, I thought they would run the football better than what they displayed. But remember, that was the Achilles heel for the Cincinnati Bengals in 2 weeks of play. They couldn't stop anybody from running the football. And the Rams in tonight's game, I thought Williams would play a major part in in the offensive philosophy for the Rams, but they kind of took him out of the ball game just from play calls. So I was surprised to see that. But when you talk about going on the road, playing against a very, very desperate team that needed a win in the worst way, you were going to get Cincinnati's best effort on the defensive side, and the Rams could not uphold that punch.
It was a winning formula here on Monday night. We are on to week 4. The great Bryant McFadden. We appreciate you as always.